And they're not gonna be here, they're gonna be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright, we're good to go. And they're not gonna tell me they're gonna be.
oh, okay.
Oh, alright, we're good to go.
I think it's on. Well, that's preliminary measures there, no. Okay, I'll call meeting to order, we stand pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we don't have any minutes, no public hearings, no old business, new business. Preliminary site plan review submitted by Bowler LLC for McDonald's in Pittsfield Plaza.
Right.
LLC for McDonald's in Pittsfield Plaza.
Right. Alright, can you guys hear us?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay. I guess.
Okay.
You-
Do you mind if I share screen? I need to send a request to permission. Okay. All right. Let me know if you all can see that.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. So good evening. My name is Connor Ennis. I'm with Bowler Engineering. We are the civil engineers and permitting expediters for McDonald's on this project. I'm here to present the preliminary site plan review for the proposed McDonald's at 108 Somerset Plaza in Pittsfield, Maine. So I'd shared some plans with Russell. Sent it over to the rest of the board. It's a site plan draft, a drafted utility plan, survey of the site, and then architectural elevations along with the project narrative. So what we're really looking to get out of this meeting
Can
is
everybody hear?
Yeah.
I can't.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me.
Hold on, let's see. Can you bring it up a little bit?
It's on.
Oh, it's on that.
Yeah.
Is there a volume setting on that itself?
How about now? Can you guys hear me clear? I can try to speak up too.
Try that, see.
It's working.
Yeah, I think we're at the top.
Yeah.
Okay. You can go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so what we're looking to get out of this meeting is really just get the planning board's initial feedback on what's being proposed, so then we can take it back to McDonald's, update our plans and application before we formally submit for site plan review. So I'll begin by giving a background of the existing site, what's on site today, before I move into what McDonald's is looking to propose on the site. So the existing site is 108 Somerset Plaza in Pittsfield, as mentioned. The subject area that McDonald's is looking to develop is the southern portion of the site here, where there's the existing 670 square foot vacant bank building, along with some paved parking areas right along Somerset Ave. Currently, the site has access, the overall property has access at 2 points on Somerset Ave, and the surrounding uses of the site are retail, strip mall just north of it as part of the overall property. There's a motel to the east. There's a doctor's office and dollar store just south of Somerset Ave, and then there is a Dunkin' directly west of the site. So moving on to what's being proposed, McDonald's will be leasing that southern portion of the site where that bank area is from the property owner. And they'll be looking to demo that bank building and the parking areas and reconstruct with a new 4,181 square foot McDonald's restaurant, along with a 2-lane drive-through. It has 2 lanes, 2 order points, then merged out to 1 lane prior to reaching the cash window and the pickup windows. Overall, this layout provides 16 parking spaces within that leased area, along with one-way circulation around the building and 3 access drives to the overall plaza. No changes are proposed to the driveways to Somerset Ave as part of the overall plaza. It will all just be internal to the site. So other improvements on site include some new landscaping. So this layout provides 4,688 square feet of new green space that will be landscaped, and that includes a narrow landscape strip kind of on the east portion there that'll have some nice shrubs. It's too narrow to fit some trees in there, but we'll try to do some medium-sized shrubs in there to really separate it from the overall plaza so that it feels like it's its own kind of standalone lot while still being part of the overall plaza there. Other improvements on site is McDonald's will have the trash enclosure in this northeastern corner here. It's this large block in this back corner here. And then some striping, and they'll have also reserved parking spaces for mobile orders for customers who like to order through the app, where an employee would then bring out the food when you park in that space as well. That's just the site layout there. I also want to just touch on utilities as well. So you provided a draft of the utility plan. Just want to start with electric. This will be an all-electric building, so no gas services are proposed. The electric will tie into an existing utility pole along Somerset Ave. Sewer, so we're proposing an external grease trap. It's roughly, say, 500 gallons. This is the size of that thing, and then it will tie into the existing sewer service within the overall property. And then for stormwater, so under existing conditions, the site sheet flows to the southwest corner of the lot, and it spills over to the Dunkin' site and enters the stormwater basin on their site. So what's being proposed here is to capture that runoff through a closed pipe system via catch basins and a stormwater quality unit, and pipe into. There's an existing draining line along the front of the site as well, and any overland runoff will continue to flow towards that Dunkin' restaurant. So it's utilities, and then I also want to touch on signage. I'll begin with some site signage. So McDonald's is proposing their own freestanding sign along Somerset Ave. They'll have maximum height of 20 feet, and the area of that sign is approximately 48 square feet. Other signage on site, they'll have directional signs at the entrances just for enter and exit, and then directing customers to the drive-through as well. And they'll have signage for the accessible space, as well as for those reserved parking spaces for the mobile orders and some DoorDash or courier drivers as well. The building signage is going to align with their franchise prototypical elevations. So have these on screen now. Have their M logo on the front of the building, and then on the non-drive-through side, they'll have the M logo with the McDonald's wordmark sign. And on the drive-through side, they'll just have the McDonald's wordmark sign there. So it's a total of 4 wall signs being proposed there. I think that is the gist of what's being proposed. We have engaged a traffic sub-consultant. I know that was brought up at the informal meeting we had with town staff. So we've engaged a traffic consultant and they haven't done the counts yet, so we need a couple weeks to get the traffic counts and then an additional few weeks to compile that into a report with appendices. So still a few weeks out from having a completed traffic report, but I was hoping to discuss some of the concerns with traffic as well that we've heard. So with that, yeah, I'll turn it back over to the board for any feedback.
Do you wanna go back to the main overhead where you have the Google Earth photo of it? Because I know there's gonna be questions about the traffic flow tonight. There we go. All right. So,
Yeah, so I guess, you know, I'll voice a little bit of opinion at the start and then everybody else can go around. Yeah, traffic flow would be the only, my only concern at this point. Because, patrons to the McDonald's could use either entrance at this point, and, on this design. And the west entrance is, that whole intersection is getting quite complicated, certain times of day when traffic is busy. So I guess the traffic study would probably shed more light on that. Other than that, I don't have any other problems I can see with the facility. Anybody else?
Yeah, have you reached out to the water and sewer department?
Not yet, we have not.
Okay. You're going to, I assume, right?
Yes, yeah.
Good.
I was curious about snow in the winter.
Yeah,
Is
so
that considered?
so snow storage would be handled as part of the overall property. So they could store it because McDonald's is leasing the area from the property owner. So any small amounts McDonald's could store maybe at the front here without impacting sight lines for Somerset Plaza, which don't believe it should be an issue due to just the proximity of the site to this eastern driveway. But other snow storage, say large snow events, they could store it elsewhere on the overall property.
Anybody else have any concerns or questions?
Well, it's kind of early. Since we don't have a traffic study yet,
Right.
but as this is going to be drawing additional, not just local traffic off of 95, it's more likely going to necessitate a traffic light. Because that intersection's already, at certain times of the day, as you say, quite the cluster already. Has any thought been given to a light at that intersection?
Not at this time. I'm sure that will come to light in the traffic study. I do want to add though that a lot of McDonald's trips are pass-by trips, which you mentioned too, just with the proximity to 95. You can see in west of this aerial here. I don't know how many vehicles are traveling Somerset Ave nowadays, but a lot of times McDonald's people aren't going out of their way to necessarily go to McDonald's. They'll pass it and let's pull into McDonald's. So there is a percentage of those trips that are the pass by trips of vehicles that are already on the road that are then using it. But we'll look into the traffic signal and see what comes about with that study.
I would imagine, McDonald's or your company has already done some preliminary study work on potential, traffic for, the amount of, patronage to McDonald's in order to facilitate this McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. I don't have that information. They kind of keep that close to their chest. So I can see what they have there, but we'll work through the traffic study and get that all sorted out.
while we're here right now, so I had spoke with Jared the other day as well about potentially doing a different entrance. And I have Amy, she's the property manager for the plaza here. And I know she's been wanting to say a little bit about, she's been in touch with the owner, since it's just transferring ownership actually, of the plaza, but you wanna
Yeah, so I've actually talked to a lot of people in town because I do community outreach in town. And I've talked to everybody in the plaza and their concern is. If I can come over, I'll just, so as you guys can see, this over here, the four-way,
Yes,
that. And this goes right across, so they're both kind of four ways here. This is a horrible intersection. What they were talking about, I'm worried that this might be a loss for McDonald's, but. They talked about instead of them coming out this way. Coming out here and extending here, so you block this off. Make it only through for truckers, like the delivery people. Block this off, so, and then have an entrance here and an exit here, so there's that big sign, you guys recall the big sign
Right.
there? So you'd have an in and out right there, so that way your traffic's not coming through anymore and whizzing down through the parking lot either, that's a issue of the plaza. Is all of that, but also if you come and mirror Dunkin' right here and come down here, you could put an in and out for Dunkin', McDonald's and go right through the plaza. That's gonna eliminate, cause we're gonna probably bring more people to town by having McDonald's,
Right.
which is a good thing. But we don't want the traffic to affect it, so this is what we're worried about right here.
Now, does Dunkin' lease that or do they own it?
Dunkin' owns it, so that is a thing that has to be run by Dunkin' that, you know, Jack and I talked about as well. But they say it's very hard to get a stoplight. That's very expensive as well. So if there's any way of possibly getting it to go out this way instead. And having an in and out right here, making this delivery. That is the concern of everybody that I've talked to in town so far.
you're the owners of the plaza. You know, interested in doing that on their own, or are they expecting?
So the new potential owner, I believe he's online right now.
Okay,
So he's on the Zoom, he could probably answer that more than I don't wanna talk for him.
right, you know, I just, I don't wanna say, I don't wanna make it sound like, we would force McDonald's to do it.
Right.
Do everything, that
Yeah.
make a difference to them.
Yeah.
But,
And we wanna make sure McDonald's know that, that's also something the town is worried about and that's something that. They're looking for them,
Right.
it'd probably be better for them as well, because we don't want these
Right.
accidents to happen and we want people to get into them. Easy enough, which would still make it so the fire trucks or ambulance or anything like that can get in there just as easy the way it would be going as well, because you wanna make sure you know about the safety vehicles.
I
I
apologize. I couldn't necessarily see what Amy was pointing at. Could someone, I guess, translate just
Yeah, so
what's being
pretty
discussed,
much.
like west and east driveway or?
Yep, so right there off of Somerset Ave, there's the sign in between, in the grass in between, the Dunkin' Donuts and the McDonald's.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, right where you are there, making that more of the main entrance, and from what she's telling me, that the new owner of the plaza. I know you guys have done your surveys and all that already, would actually though be willing. To let you guys move the Dunkins over closer to the hotel, the motel to the right.
or move to McDonald's.
I mean, the
Yeah.
McDonald's, yes, over to the right, closer to the motel, and then have a main entrance. In between the Dunkins and the McDonald's. I kinda tried breaking it down for Jared the other day over the phone, but.
Yeah, he's talking to me too, and I was trying to follow. So you're saying shift the entire McDonald's layout right, plan right, and then
Yeah.
this area becomes your main driveway.
Correct.
Okay. Sorry, that might not be easy to see.
Yeah, so have two driveways there, you'd probably be jumping 36, 40 feet, something like that range, I would think.
And then
Which
with
is
this
actually
driveway,
an area that doesn't have parking, so it wouldn't be taking up all the parking either.
Right.
and then what would happen to the driveway on the east here? I heard that was open for trucks, or I heard some
No.
ideas up there. No.
The one on the east side, you're talking driveway entrance now? Or
Yeah, that's
drive-
Yeah,
Over on the other side of
Yeah.
McDonald's, over on
That
the other side of
would
Dunkin'.
be closed.
This
That'd be
is
shut down.
closed. Okay.
Well, yeah, so that east entrance would be done away with, And that new entrance in the center be the primary entrance and exit for the whole plaza.
Okay, I'm following now. I understand. Um, I guess the one big thing with that too is I appreciate all the ideas. This is a DOT road, so Maine DOT would have to review all of this and approve the driveway changes. And then we have to review with McDonald's to see if that's something that they would want to consider, and then as well with the property owner. So we'll take all these ideas back and kind of look into the feasibility of all the files. But yeah, great ideas.
Anybody else have any
Yeah,
questions?
I guess I'll chime in. I mean, definitely in the sense of what's in front of us right now, for this McDonald's, I mean, definitely moving forward, we would have to have, I wanna see a full-blown traffic study. I think that definitely is something that needs to happen through our site plan approval. And I'm not sure the staging of that to take that back to the interstate probably would be a good responsible thing to do. Just because of, well, let's back up. In the sense of capacity for the traffic that's coming in there, what are you anticipating for traffic? Say for 7 to 9, 11 to 1, and 4 to 6. In general terms, have you done any type of analysis for this size McDonald's to be able to break that down like that?
We have that information in other areas. I mean, that's really just location specific, just based on actual traffic counts, and then they compare it to future no build conditions. Say if there were no projects, they apply a growth factor just for I guess population growth, and then they compare it to what would be proposed. So I don't have those numbers in front of me just because I'm not a traffic engineer per se.
Okay, yeah.
So it all just varies location by location. So, but I hear you. We'll have our traffic engineer look going back to the on and off ramps here, and we'll extend that traffic study and in that range too. And then as you mentioned with those peak hours, we'll make sure we're capturing the peak hours as well.
So when you said the people talking about doing traffic work, you're working along with.
Yeah, I'm working with them.
Okay.
Getting the traffic flow studies.
Yeah, okay.
And then, I mean, per our site plan, doing a stormwater analysis in the sense of, I mean, yes, the impervious area, we're going from impervious area to, you know, staying in the impervious area with some more vegetation in there. So, I mean, in logical conditions, it would seem like, the discharge would be less, but it may not be in the sense of how that's gonna be anticipated. So I think the stormwater analysis, I mean, you look at Dunkin' Donuts, I wasn't on the planning board when Dunkin' Donuts came through, but they have but maybe you can add to that. Is it it's a detention pond, or is
Well-
it just a sediment pond there in
It's
the
a,
sense of what they ended up putting in?
And that's not a retention, they call them USF ponds, underground soil filter ponds.
Okay.
And I was gonna ask that question, because on that little, stamp. Area of Dunkin' Donuts, we had to put 2 in.
With infiltration,
Where the water
they're
kicks in.
identified as infiltration.
Right, the water comes in, goes through it, then it goes out.
Right.
And it looks like they're just gonna dump it into the storm drain system before being treated. From what I'm seeing there, and I don't know if those USF ponds are required anymore.
Right. You know, the actual impervious area wouldn't change much on this from what's there now.
Well, the
But
Dunkin' Donuts, the impervious area.
Well,
changed a
that
lot.
was, because that was a dirt area.
Well, which is impervious, like, yeah, that's not,
Yeah.
and there was some
Yeah.
pavement there.
But, you know, there was a big area that they used pile of snow there.
But regardless, they're gonna have to do the, and
Right.
get a DEP approval on it, so if it goes, it goes.
Right.
As long as the capacity of the storm drain handles what Mark just said, sheeting off
Right.
the parking lot of Dunkin' Donuts, the Donuts.
So, I mean, there's a couple big things right there. I mean, I don't know what your timetable is on this. And I guess I'll just, my thoughts with what's been presented from the local, the public and a representative from the plaza tonight in the sense of this whole thing of, I think what I'm hearing is the whole site moving to the west, no, to the east, and creating a new entrance there and going up the middle of between the two. And I think that is outside of our scope in the sense of how this is laid out. I think that what's in front of us right now is what the planning board looks at. And if the property manager or the owner of that plaza is able to talk through and moving the McDonald's to the east, I mean, I think that sounds like that's what the public may be looking to do or looking as the thing to do. So I guess to conclude that, I guess what we have in front of us for the town is what's presented in this document.
Right.
So that, I think the things have to back up in the sense of the property manager and the owner of the plaza needs to work with their client in the sense of getting the site plan to the point and then coming back to how that's gonna shake out in the property specific aspect of it.
Again, I think it's kind of a unique situation because it's in the transit of a new owner, taking over, so that's kind of hard for.
Okay, so this, oh, well, that's good, so this was developed, McDonald's representatives under the old owner and came to this, and now the new owner and yourself are coming and talking. Had they known about moving this to the east prior to this evening?
I had spoken with them about it the other day,
Okay.
briefly, this is all happening very quickly, we just met, what, a week and a half ago, the department heads. We had the same exact meeting down here with them,
Yeah.
so.
So I mean, I'll just conclude then in those little things that, I mean, I think it's a great idea, I mean, McDonald's is, they have to have done their
Their due
research to
diligence.
say, hey, we're gonna come to Pittsfield Plaza and stick a McDonald's here beside a Dunkin' Donuts and, and I think it's great. I think that we just need to, as a planning board, look at this and not just rush it though, because of
Well,
the magnitude of it.
I think that's why they're here with this preliminary meeting, just to
Oh, yeah.
do some
feel it out.
rough
Feel it
numbers,
out.
rough things and.
Yeah, I mean, cause I think there's a lot of, going just a quick thing that just popped in my head, the signage. I mean, do they wanna leave that big sign, the plaza sign out there where it is and blocking the visibility of McDonald's? Does that wanna be relocated? And that's kind of the side note too, maybe,
Right.
in the sense of the signage and everything, so.
That's why there's a lot of pieces of this puzzle that need to
Yes,
be looked
Yeah.
at and worked on, which,
Is there a new owner yet? Is that,
So actually, is Lee muted?
No, he's not.
Okay, Lee, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. My name is Lee Smith. I'm the future owner, hopefully within a month, hopefully.
well, welcome to Pittsfield.
I'm looking forward to being part of it. Thanks for the invite to the meeting, and I've got some big plans to hopefully improve the plaza, and everyone look forward to that. Hopefully it all works out.
Well, you have a very friendly planning board staff here that will want to see progress in development, so.
That's great to hear. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
anybody else have any questions, concerns?
I'll jump in. I like the idea of taking care of that four-way intersection. I'll be interested to see how we're gonna keep people from driving into the trucks only.
Right.
And if you'll have a barrier, but then you get the fire department needs to get through, so
Yeah,
be interested in how they tackle that.
I guess people in the traffic survey they've probably dealt with things with that before.
But I do like the idea of, making one entrance instead of
Right.
two. And that's always been a problem.
Yeah, because, there's,
It's not getting better. And then, with you talking about the stormwater and the underground storage, that have we already determined that the DEP has to review this as well? Do we know?
We haven't looked into that.
I would say the engineer of record has to make sure
Yeah.
it meets any requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the engineering firm will have to take care of all that with DEPs.
This has nothing
So-
to do with, I'm sorry, were you done?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah.
Anybody know how many people will be employed if this all goes through? Is this
so, yeah.
automated? Is this?
I know the maximum shift is usually 12 employees. I think for the total restaurant, it's in the 60 to 70 range. I think final numbers just determined by the operator of the store, which varies across McDonald's. So
That gives us a rough number.
Is this one affiliated with the Newport McDonald's at all? I mean, it's a franchise, I realize, but it's the
No,
owner.
this is corporate. This isn't a franchise.
Macaco. This is Macaco.
Oh. Oh, so they don't do so they're all owned by the same people?
No,
No,
Oh,
so this is
that's what I
the
mean.
corporation and then you have owner operators.
right.
I was in the business for a long time,
so you understand a little bit more.
so.
So this one isn't, the same owner that's doing this one doesn't own the Newport one? Nobody knows?
if you refer to franchisee, I don't. That usually gets assigned
That was just
later down the
curiosity.
line. So I don't know that answer.
I think that's right, franchise Newport, but I wouldn't.
It is a franchise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be two different owners.
It's one of the easiest ones in the state, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
back when I was there, it was a $5 million store with 39.49 hamburgers and cheeseburgers.
Right, I know when they first went in, the first year was one of the best on the East Coast they'd ever had,
Mhm.
which was a few years ago now. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay, not seeing any more, I guess we're all set on this end, and once we get a little bit more information, we'll be happy to continue moving forward.
So you and Jared just reach out to me tomorrow and we'll touch base and move forward with the project and see what we need to do.
So the next step would be full-blown site plan review.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully.
Yeah, so we'll need maybe 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks or so to get a traffic report wrapped up here. We'll have a stormwater report too, just showing the pre and post development differences in stormwater, make sure we're meeting all the DEP requirements as well. We'll take all the site plan feedback back to McDonald's too, just so they're aware and can coordinate with Lee and the current property owners as well. I don't know how that can necessarily work between them. But we'll leave it up to McDonald's and the owner to work those issues out. And then, Russell, we'll reach out to schedule the next meeting or get on the next planning board meeting once we have the traffic stuff figured out as well.
Sounds good to me. One more
I do
One,
have a suggestion though, if the site does move, the site impacts do move to the east. I guess my thought would be is that we come back at this same level of introduction and not go right into a site plan.
Start with another
Review.
preliminary.
That would be, I guess that is my recommendation.
Any major site plan changes, just come back for another preliminary.
yeah, that might just be a little easier, and we
Yeah,
can move them along pretty close, we can make a special meeting, it's fairly easy for us to make an unscheduled special meeting and take care of things like that.
So everybody agrees with that?
Yeah, that's not, that probably makes sense.
That's only if it moves in the sense of a new concept
Right,
being presented. That would be my thought. Okay.
It's super exciting though, not to discourage anybody. It's
right, no,
exciting.
that's,
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's
Progress.
I think it'd be a plus, it would, that would draw some, it potentially draw other things here,
Mhm.
help the tax base, so, and that's basically, that highway commercial zone can use some more business. Okay, I guess we're done with that one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet
Thank
you.
Well,
Honor, right?
yeah, my name's Connor. Connor Ennis.
Okay. Well,
Thanks,
thank
everyone.
you. We'll
Take care.
talk later, thank you. Next item, site plan review by Hinkley Hill LLC on behalf of Church Supper LLC for former church project for 112 Easy Street.
What is different?
Good thing.
Yeah, you're good. Do we need to go through this step by step or?
I'd let her, so then we have it,
Right.
any other. That you can make.
Right. I looked through quick and I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
The other, I was surprised.
Did everyone see that okay, as best they can?
Well. Yeah, good enough, I guess.
Let me know if I need a break.
We can get up and
Yeah.
look at it if that's.
Most are fairly familiar with the site itself, so.
Yeah. You probably pass by it every day. My name is Justine Drake, I'm with Hinkley Hill Designs, I'm here with Adam Violet from Nichols Construction, we're here on behalf of Church Supper LLC. They purchased the old church at 112 Easy Street, and we've been working with them to change the use of this facility and make the much needed renovations. And I think you can see from this, well, from passing by, they've already demolished a portion of the building along North Main Street that was found to be in poor condition. So that's already been done. And I think you'll find reviewing the site plan that the site has largely remained the same, given that it's an existing building. So everything that hasn't already been demolished, that footprint will remain the same. And our goal for parking is this pavement here, this is Easy Street. And if you're looking at the plan, north is page left. So Easy Street is in this direction, North Main Street is what I'm hovering over right now. And our goal for parking was this pavement that's in really poor condition, just repair that and actually delineate spaces that aren't currently obvious right now.
The footprint is basically the same footprint.
The footprint for the building is the
Oh, I
same
mean,
as
for the parking area.
well, up until around this location here. So you can see the fainter line is
Right.
the existing pavement boundary, and that goes around where Ron's Golf is. And we do have some new pavement in the front of the building. We wanted to minimize that because this is going to be a gathering meeting house. And we wanted to make the most of the green open space available in the front, which is fairly limited, basically where that demolished area was, and that's gonna be leveled out and filled in. But we do need handicap accessible spaces and then places for those vehicles to turn around because the entrance and exit will stay off of Easy Street. I'm sure you noticed that there's a pretty significant grade change.
Right.
There's no opportunity and no interest in moving vehicles from the site to North Main Street. So they would just circulate through that one entrance. And you may be aware of this, but the owner of this building also now owns Bronze Gold. So the focus right now is just on 112 Easy Street. But there is some opportunity, and we actually had to go over the boundary slightly. So the owner will work through that with altering property lines in the future.
I'm sorry, could you just repeat that again?
Sure, yep, so the owner for this project, 112 Easy Street, he owns Ron's Golf now.
Okay,
So we've delineated the boundaries between the two buildings, and this parking just goes slightly over, and that will be addressed in the boundary change. As far as any questions about the site in general so far?
So what's the plan with Ron's Golf? Can you guys speak on that just yet, or?
There's no decision on what the intent is for there to be cohesion between like the exterior improvements, but they haven't determined the use, and that's the reason we're not presenting. Any site plan for that building just yet, but it definitely made improvements to this site easier. Just given the spatial constraints of the site. It was almost necessary because we're actually constrained by parking for what's actually available for space in the building. But we were able to at least get a few more than we had originally hoped. But I'll move, if you don't have any other questions, I'll move on to utilities.
Anybody else have anything?
I should have at the beginning, need to recuse
Right.
myself from voting, because I am working there. I can participate in discussion, I said, but I can't vote.
So we did coordinate with all of our associates on utility connections. Essentially just to verify location, elevation, condition, and just, of course, make sure they were on board and provide confirmation of capacity. But this uses for the new building are very similar. So there wasn't a whole lot of change in the actual calculation. Capacity is not an issue, but we are gonna be redoing both service connections for both sewer and water. So the sewer connection, just because of age mostly, but the sewer connection will, as it currently does, go from the meeting house to North Main Street. So they were paved over, but we were able to find some sewer infrastructure along with Main Street that's fairly deep, will tie in that location, and then we'll have a fire suppression, a sprinkler service, and a domestic water service coming out off Easy Street. Right in this location through the parking lot here.
Is that where it currently is?
That, it's up North Main Street, is that correct?
Oh, which one was it, the water?
So, yeah, the water. The water, I believe, is coming off from, Easy Street right now. The sewer is definitely coming off Main Street. Gonna pretty much follow the same line.
Yep.
For it, but in working with Oliver in the line, the way that the lines are set up, it's much better to come off Main for the sewer and water for Easy Street. And then there will be a sprinkler added for this use, so that will also come off, and then there'll be a sprinkler in the basement.
Okay.
Okay, so you're replacing the service, both water and. sewer.
Yeah, upgrading.
Complete
Yeah.
replacement.
Yeah, the bathroom, I mean, the loading, we actually had the line surveyed for the sewer. So we know where it is and just some of the movements, it makes more sense to do that.
And you're going all the way to the main, or just to you're going all, replacing all the way to the main, okay,
Yeah,
In both cases, we'll
in
go.
both cases.
Do it once and be over.
The site's fairly small, it's less than an acre, so we're not exceeding any thresholds where DEP or stormwater. Design would be required, but we do want to protect definitely the foundation where there's some higher grade coming towards the building, so we'll have an under drain. That outlets toward the DOT right of way, and then also have some of the gutters tie in, some of them will just splash at ground level. And then depending on where they outlet, a couple of them will tie into where that storm drain outlets. Any other questions?
Yeah, why don't we, I guess, I'm having a hard time understanding. So where's the main entrance gonna be?
So the main entrance will be, thank you for asking that question. So even though the parking will be along Easy Street, the main entrance will actually funnel through closer to where the handicap accessible spaces are.
Okay,
And there'll be a hardscape walkway that's ADA compliant going into the main entrance of the
so is there
building.
gonna be a retaining wall there and everything sloping towards, Puritan?
There
With
will
grass on the other side?
There will not be a retaining wall. Actually, the grade doesn't require a retaining wall, but just to delineate between gathering space and parking, there's gonna be a curb. If you're referring to this location right
Okay,
here.
so everything's gonna be built up to grade there, that hill's not coming out, it's all gonna stay in the sense of.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, this grade space will be leveled out as much as possible so people can flow in and out where the main meeting gathering space will be on the first level. They can just kind of flow naturally into that green open space, and it'll all be not perfectly level, but fairly level. And then the grade where it slopes down, again, we don't need a retaining wall. It'll basically be as it is currently. But there's that steep hill outside of that gathering space and outside of the parking area, so we're showing some boulders just to keep vehicles protected from driving over.
Right, but you're not having, nothing's going. You're not gonna have any steps or anything going down North Main Street from that.
The only steps are the steps that are there currently, so we don't have any improvements shown to those steps, but we do have that path from the sidewalk on North Main Street being replaced.
So basically just north of what was Ron's goal.
Yeah, it's that,
There's
gas station.
a walkway there that led up to the church.
Oh, I see, so you're going from, all right, oh,
Yeah, cause there's a sidewalk on North Main Street, and that way people don't have to walk all the way around the park to the parking area.
so I see the sidewalk going from those stairs up through. Is that the sidewalk you're talking about? So that's the new, so that's gonna be replaced, but the sidewalk not literally in the right of way, the state right of way isn't gonna be replaced. Okay,
Correct.
Just the existing pathway up through to, okay, to your travel for those handicap spaces there and.
Yeah, that's right,
Okay,
any sidewalk.
Understand, thank you.
And that sidewalk will be getting replaced by the main, it will be part of the Main Street project,
Yes.
so.
What is that?
The Main Street project, the Main Street project.
And probably it's gonna start next.
Easy, Russell,
Summer.
easy, you recorded, buddy.
I know.
I just asked if we want to get our service connection in before.
Yeah, you still should have
Yeah.
some time. You work for DOT, you tell me the timeframes.
All I know is there's a new sidewalk going up the hill to the hospital, that is happening this year. And that will be, by the fall, that will be, done.
It'll be ready for Christmas, huh?
That's what I can say. That's been awarded.
Just a sidewalk.
No, they're redoing, I mean,
Doing the whole
that,
thing, yeah.
yeah, they're doing the whole thing.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Storm drainage as well, right? Storm drainage as well.
Yeah. New sewer, there's a new sewer work there happening too,
Good.
with some of those services.
Who's doing that? I don't either. You know, who's awarded the job?
Yeah, sorry,
Started, no?
I wanna back up a little bit, I don't wanna breeze over this,
sorry.
so that's okay, you're real if you need to. But the gathering space will be the main use, and then there will also be office space on the second level. I just wanna make sure that that was.
That office space, is that for use in house office space or rented? office?
No, the intent is for that to be available for lease, yeah.
Okay, I read over the whole. But I'm still not clear. What exactly is the business, it says, capacity of 268 max. There'll be offices, 6 offices upstairs. I assume, but like professional offices of some sort?
I believe that's the intent, maybe Adam can speak more.
Yeah, so-
What the owner's goal is.
So he's trying to make that open, he hasn't like zoned in on anything in particular, he knows what the design, knows what the flow of the building's gonna be. The intent is to put an elevator in, the bell tower with a stairwell that will go up there, allow access. That's just an attic now, that we're gonna put a bunch of dormers and kind of help dress the building up. So within that. I don't know if have you been in that meeting house part of the building before?
No,
So when you walk in, it's got that kind of town hallish feel where it's got a big theater kind of stage area at the end.
no,
And then there's kind of a room in the back, and it's kind of like a library that he's gonna have open. His intent is to do more arts, theater, wedding venues, types of uses for that space down on the main level. The basement will be kind of in support of that, it'll have a warming kitchen, it won't be a cooking kitchen, but a warming kitchen. And then the main bathrooms will be down there for the main uses. There will be like a 88 bathroom on the first and second floor for ease of use. And that's the general use, it'll be that modern kind of old feel together mixed.
okay, yeah, okay, cause it's a meeting house slash event center. And where I come from, meeting house meant Quakers and Unitarian meeting house, you know, that's what I'm thinking, it's gonna be a church again, you know? So I just wanted to clarify, so it's like wedding,
It's an event
Yeah,
center.
the venue center.
any sort of venue.
He wants to do art and other different things there, and he's really trying to make it, he's still working through the whole, how it's all gonna flow, he's hired some people to help him with that. He's got a vision that he's working towards, he just wants to help kind of give back to that area of Pittsfield.
Okay. Okay, just to clarify.
I have a quick question. It's a warming kitchen. Again, from my hospitality experience, there's the water study already here. Will there be, commercial dishwasher? Will there need to be a grease trap? Because I think you use the same water that has currently, I think that was what was said.
Well, it's based off, it's actually based off sewage by the specific use.
Okay.
So, and
Yeah.
that correlation is made between water and sewer.
Yeah.
That's how we do it, but we can definitely revisit and just make sure. I don't
Right.
think that it could add any additional contribution.
The dishwasher would not be like commercial grade dishwasher would be all over it, and the expectation is that it's catered to the original.
So they would bring in and take in and carry
You
out.
may have small commercial, but not like the big slide doors and all that, he's not envisioning that. And then with the water and sewer service, the water will service is gonna be narrow, so it's gonna be sized to usage. They're working through some of the logistics on the kitchen right now, so that we better understand what the loads for the electrical is.
Right, I'm sorry, I'm from the hospitality industry and grease traps and grease and they're specific things.
I would envision that the usage is going to warrant that right now, based on what we've read.
Are we gonna go through this step by step or?
So is
I don't know.
there a projection on like how many events? The place is anticipating 30 events a month or 2 events a month, maybe?
We haven't got to that level of information yet, definitely something, if it's a question, can be discussed at the next meeting. But I know he's still working through kind of the logistics of all of it, we just finalized the kind of the interior layouts, through some of the other figuring out of the building construction. Yeah.
I would think, starting out, any small number to start with, you'll be a plus,
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not like he's gonna be bringing in major concerts or anything like that, the intent from outside the round of local entertainment.
I think you're gonna find that whatever he does bring in is gonna be sized to what he can allow for occupancy of the building.
Yep.
And what he can support there. So it's gonna maintain more than what the actual event is, I would say, like what the band or whatever it is that he's using, or a theater.
Because there's not gonna be alcohol or anything. There's no intent of getting an alcohol license and.
I don't know that answer.
If he has caterers, they'll have their own individual license.
I know that works.
Yeah.
They would be under that.
Or not catering, even, mobile bars, that kind of thing. If they need a license, if he chooses not to go with having a license.
That was just a thought that just now popped into my head about that. I mean, I'll continue since I'm kind of chatting. I mean, my big thing would be the traffic. I mean, it's the anticipation of all of a sudden having, some event happening there. Which I guess it could happen anywhere with the theater downtown too, and have a, 300 people or 500 people all of a sudden hit Pittsfield on an afternoon. In the sense of an event, is that too far out there to be thinking that way in the sense of this this meeting house, and which, I mean, the theater downtown, that could happen there too, I guess, really, that would.
I think,
Or,
I think people.
you know, it's a, it's the town and from the code enforcement officer point, I guess, and the police feel that that's. Something that have to be discussed, I don't know. There's
Something we could definitely discuss. I don't really.
Did the egg festival for 50 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Chimbro, if you look at Chimbro's corporate building, how many people do you guys have working in there alone? You know, it seems to be a pretty steady flow of traffic working through the light on a daily basis there, so we could definitely look into that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a big event, you just plan for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if this is a problem 2 or 3 years down the road, that we have too many people coming to Pittsfield for events, we can deal with it.
I like that.
Good problem.
They're just, I think that's a great communication right there, yes.
And I think in the same manner as with other areas of review, you're limited by the capacity of the building.
Right.
And also parking directly to the site, so we're hopeful that.
It's gonna be a good problem to have.
Right.
The advantage that has is, the municipal parking right here is
Yeah.
close enough that, there's enough.
I didn't say that, but I was thinking that, of that and managing it, right? Yeah.
Are we gonna work our way down through this and?
So, pretty much you guys can go about it anyways.
Well, no, I'm just gonna mention, if somebody has any.
Yeah, I was gonna
questions,
say,
we didn't hit it, but.
pretty, yeah, if you have any questions, I would just tackle them as
Yeah.
you go, but I would.
Are you through with most of your presentation or?
Sure, yeah.
I just didn't want,
Absolutely. I'll follow your lead, however you guys typically do it.
I went down through this and I couldn't really find anything that stood out too much to me. This. You have anything for it? No?
So pretty much after this, if you guys look to move forward, then it goes for a public hearing.
Right.
And then after that, we'll have that, the public hearing will be for 2 weeks. And then they'll be back in front of us, the public can come speak, but it's pretty,
This has to go to a public hearing.
Very comprehensive.
yes, it's gonna have to go, and I'm pretty sure they let the butters know as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it will go to a public hearing for the final approval, all at the same time.
Right, because of the change.
We talked about that, past one, or where.
With that public hearing though, you should be able to open a public hearing and then close the public hearing, and then have the second meeting all in the same night.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I don't anticipate.
We're getting a lot of thumbs up right now.
Right, it's not like. We're doing anything extremely bad, put it that way, controversial. Anybody else have anything on this plan that please? Let's talk about.
So tonight we just voted on that, this is a preliminary application.
Yeah, site plan review.
We're voting on
Moving forward with, go
we're
forward with the
voting
public
on
hearing.
for a preliminary, approval of preliminary application. This application.
Well, this is the,
This is
this is the,
Their actual site plan review.
yeah, so basically, we would have okay this or not. And we,
on a public hearing.
yeah, right, so we
So
could,
there's no vote tonight at all.
yes,
Not gonna do any-
Voting to move forward.
move forward to public hearing. Or more discussion,
That sound right?
Yeah, sure. I'm not, yeah,
So if we have any more discussion? Or need to know, ask any more questions or? No, I guess if seeing nothing, I'll ask for a motion on this application.
I'll make a motion to move forward with. Okay, let's do this right. The applicant Church Supper LLC. To move forward to the next step of, public hearing.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Second. All in favor? All opposed? Okay. Passes and so when, you work out logistics on public?
It will probably be. It may be a special meeting, but it would probably be the first week, I'm still hoping, of July.
Okay,
You
Don't
know,
do it, don't do it that week. It's right before the Fourth of July.
well, that's what I'm saying, it's probably gonna be right after that. You know, I have to work out with the newspapers and things to get it ran, you know, and.
Yeah.
You know, so it won't be, even if I submitted something tomorrow, it wouldn't be going out to the paper until at least. The following, not next Monday, Monday after that, so then it has to be listed for 2 consecutive weeks.
Can we make a decision and say, let's do it the third week in July, so we would have. So it doesn't mess up the whole,
Yeah, whatever works for you guys, I'll take notes on that.
Yeah,
and you guys are working anyway,
we're
right?
working and there's nothing.
That's not, that's present. I mean, this is, you're not, it's not like you, by the end of July, you're not looking to have occupancy, so.
No.
Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna be gone the 22nd through the 28th.
When are you looking to be done moving in?
It would be towards the end of the year, or the first of the year.
Okay, so time,
Do we, you know, are you thinking July 6th or?
it would be 2 to 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
I can let you guys know once I run
That would, you know, that would be 3.5 weeks from today.
Well, if it's not no rush, then let's just move it to the first week in August or the last week in July. And just, I mean, and do the public hearing. I
That's
mean,
fine, we can,
do the last, look at the last week in July and the
Right.
first week in August.
We don't wanna move it off too much, you know. You want more, but, you know, you wanna be able,
Well, you want it,
they
yeah,
wanna be able to keep
well,
moving.
so yeah, they also have like here, I was signing off on the highway opening application. So that was another thing. That was kind of based off of what the planning board came up with.
highway opening
Yeah.
It's
or
for the sewer.
through DOT.
For the deal, for the.
Yeah. That's in the morning.
Oh, the opening location, oh, the sewer, the way you were talking, it was, I thought you were talking about an entrance permit. That's
No.
what my head was, okay, for the sewer.
But yeah, so. Jack had me sign off on that tonight, but all these
But
things,
that's separate.
it is,
It's all-
but that's why we were just trying to wrap this up, so we can go for the first
We
week.
just make the suggestions, you guys, I'm just making suggestions.
I think just for the owner, because I know he's gonna ask, he's pushing pretty hard, I think if we can keep it in July and try to, that middle of the third. You know, we understand the timing and stuff, but I think just make sure there's no wrinkles that we're not seeing or anything, it would be nice to keep it.
Maybe we should accommodate it to.
I agree.
Right, I think we should either have it the week of the 6th or the latest, the week of the 13th.
Yeah.
You know, depending on when, you know,
Yeah,
logistics running, newspaper and stuff.
yep,
No, I disagree with that.
Right.
I'm good.
Because the 3rd week, I'm gone that week. I'm not usually gone, but I am gone.
alright.
Right, well, thank you very much.
No
You're
problem.
fine.
Yeah,
Nothing in there?
hopefully we can continue working and everything goes good.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you get something?
I like it, that's great, going with the one.
Next is anything on discussion items? Anybody, Corey, you have anything? Anybody else have any?
Yeah, well, it felt like that, it was 3 seconds where it changes.
How many times have you heard that in the last 30 years?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, they were there a few months ago and then it wasn't fixed.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the whole deal with DOT is, they have their own.
What's that, it's our like?
And
The town owns that like.
oh, okay, I know Donnie's been out there, but I thought DOT still manages it.
I don't know.
They might maintain.
This goes way back.
Yeah.
No, I think you guys.
Everybody's pointing fingers at the other guy.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, I'm just,
you don't know.
Yes, I was there today.
Yeah,
I think you guys.
people are running the light, because you can, as soon as you start running, it's changing.
Oh.
It's gotta be something.
Why did they upgrade the technology?
No, that's old technology, it's just. There's no loop detector or anything or light there, I don't know, if it's just timer or what.
Yeah, I think it's all 100% timer.
Timer, yeah, it's old stuff.
Well, who manages that for the town? You?
That would be Donnie.
Oh, Don?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, alright, yeah, it's just.
I'll have a talk with him and see, cause he has been out there before, I know. And I know, I'm pretty sure that's part of the DOT Main Street project too, at night. It turns to flashing after a certain
I think
hour.
at 9 o'clock, I think.
Okay, yeah, so I think that's.
But if it's on a timer, why can't, I mean, am I not seeing it right, or?
My experience with it is that it's the local maintenance.
That's a great, yeah, that is the town.
They don't own it, but I think they do the maintenance of it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, they do. That's the only problem I have, I don't have a problem.
Are they gonna tear up the front of our house? Like there's one down the street.
Yeah.
Did you get a notice?
Yeah,
What's that mean?
that's
I
fine.
don't know.
That's what you thought.
Do you want them to? or-
No.
No,
I only have this.
I don't think they're coming up that far, or they would have, because I think they're over in Birchwood Terrace now.
Yeah.
Are you tracking that at all, or is that all through the? It's all through Huey and-
That's all
That
through
was all-
Huey and.
That was all water.
And
Well, they did do, no, they did do some sewer. I think
that was
that's what-
primarily soil, and they had to do some water work, stuff like that, yeah, or work.
Yeah.
And I keep getting in the mail insurance for my pipes coming from my house to the main street. And I'm like, is Pittsfield trying, like telling me something that,
Yeah, I think, yeah, a lot of people got those,
yeah.
yeah.
My personal feeling is, if they're gonna rip up, and try to redo all Main Street and everything. They should redo everything needs to be done at this point because. 6 months after they fix everything, they're gonna have to tear something up because something went bad.
Well, I think it's the reason they put that sewer line over in the lawns, isn't it, Mark, because they didn't, you have to take the concrete out, they're not gonna do that.
Right,
There's a concrete slab.
why not?
Yeah.
1932,
And that's all concrete on Main Street. You know
Right,
that?
yeah.
it's under that much asphalt.
And you have to put it back, yeah, you guys gotta put it
I
back.
see them pouring there in front
Get
of
it down, oh, yeah, big money. You might want that insurance. I've looked at all of it over the years, that it's not good, it's going up the back towards what's down by Mansion Park, what street's that, Lansing Street, yeah. Instead of coming in Main Street, we're gonna get, go back and find the Shorey's house. They,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that was productive.
Well, I think, I think it's plus. We need a little bit, need more business and tax base and things of that sort.
When they do a traffic study. I mean, you get the count, does that account for the traffic it's gonna draw in?
It's my understanding they can.
They must get, yeah, they must.
I mean, they're different. That's why I talked about the staging. I mean, they can take it all the way back to the intersection.
Well, I think we did some of that when Dunkin' Donuts
And
came.
do each one of the,
Yeah,
Intersection.
but the McDonald's isn't there yet.
But
so
they
they can do
this-
existing and then they can do proposed.
Okay, yeah, so they'll have, they should.
That's just like drainage, is the ones that I've seen is they get existing and do proposed. And then they can break it down on,
Okay.
in the sense of timing or different days plus, or different hours in each day, and then, at each end, I said that right, each intersection.
Because, a business like that, they know what your peak hours are, they don't, in corporate McDonald's.
Well, he was very good about it.
Right.
He could have gone and gave us a bunch of crap, like this. You're not recording anymore,
Yes.
right? You turkey.
We haven't adjourned.
We haven't adjourned yet, but we'd like to adjourn. Anybody have a motion?
Russell, stop me, will you?
Can I have a motion to adjourn? All
I
in
give a
favor?
motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Now you shut it.